For my girls who are trying to decide if they want to do wellness or bikini, this video is for you. I'm going to break down my experience in competing in wellness as well as in bikini, some considerations for each individual athlete based on your lifestyle, your body type, and your overall goals so that you can decide which division is for you in the competition space. My name's DeMesquita. Some people know me by Strong Sweet Caroline on Instagram. I've been competing since 2015 when I started in the figure division. Back then, Nicole Wilkins and Aaron Stern were kind of the idols of what figure was. And if you have followed bodybuilding the past several years, the landscape has changed a lot, and what they are rewarding and looking for in each category has continued to evolve. So that is something we want to keep in mind when we are looking at competing, is understanding in the categories themselves. What are those criteria? And then looking at yourself, your lifestyle, what you do when you train, how you like to look year round, as well as what is your end goal. Some people might think about bodybuilding as a short-term endeavor, but in reality, if you're committing to a bodybuilding lifestyle, it's actually a lifelong pursuit. I've been doing this for about 7 years. I know a lot of competitors who are 10 plus years in and they enjoy the lifestyle and it's become a part of their life. A lot of them still compete, some of them don't. But that ultimately is the main thing to look at. Are you willing to dedicate this much time and energy into your nutrition, your training, your recovery, as well as balancing the other elements of your life, like your social life and your career focus, which we can talk about those in another video in how they can be incorporated into bodybuilding as well. In 2021, I competed Tampa Extravaganza for a warm-up show in wellness, and from then to the North American competition was a 4-week span of time. I started to really push a little bit harder into this prep, and ultimately the past 2 years I've been focused on leg growth and glute development for wellness. Going from figure to wellness was a natural transition because I had been told in figure my upper body wasn't big enough. I would need to grow that substantially and bring down my quads and glutes in order to be more competitive in figure. Now, as those categories, figure and wellness, started to transform a little bit more, we also saw the bikini division taking a headway to figuring out what are they looking for and desiring. I have a separate YouTube video. Click that link here. Check out that video on what categories and divisions are like, what you might consider. But ultimately for me, this prep, as I started to cut down more and diet harder and drop more body fat, we looked at the shape and structure of my physique from top to bottom, and I was more balanced than I was asymmetrical, which is what they're ultimately trying to go for in the wellness category. They are looking for more of a stronger lower body in comparison to the upper. Whereas in bikini, it's actually more balanced between the upper body development and the lower body development. So for me, it made sense to try out both. I was the first person I think ever to cross over into both categories and place in the top 5, the same national show. I've done this long enough and understanding the criteria enough to know my conditioning was great for wellness. I could have been a little less lean for bikini just to look a little bit fuller on stage and improve my posing. For wellness, I had to grow my legs. That to me said, okay, I'm at a fork in the road. If I choose wellness, I'm going to, 1, have to continue training powerlifting style, extremely heavy weights, extreme DOMs, and potentially pushing more PED use to grow faster. Or in bikini, I can improve my upper body to balance that a little bit more, streamline my look, downsize my quads a little bit, and maintain a healthier off-season look with a little less weight on my frame. At the age of 30, I'm kind of at this point where I don't want to push drugs. I kind of know what I want to look like year round. This is something I emphasize to all female clients of mine, whether they compete or not, is you have the power to decide how you want to live and how you want your body to be. You have to just dedicate to the process. So that's where I'm at in analyzing, okay, wellness is great. Love the leg development, love the glutes, the calves, building quads is great. But do I really want that extra muscle mass on my frame anymore? Not really. Now, as bikini, a lot of women have this preconceived notion that it is a beach body look. It is. However, you also need to have substantial muscle to place well from a national and a pro level. So when you look at someone who competes at a local show versus a national to a pro level, there's a big disparity, and we see this in wellness as well. There's a big disparity in the amount of muscle mass that you need in order to be a top level physique. So keeping that in mind with bikini, a lot of times women want to be a little bit leaner year round. They don't want to be 20 pounds above their stage weight, want to have ab definition, you want to add in some cardio, training full body versus training a bro split. And honestly, that's kind of where I'm at now. For several years, I did a bro split. I was trying to grow my back and shoulders. Then I was trying to build my legs so I'd have 2 or 4 leg days a week. And then I'd add in arms and random parts here and there. Now, with my lifestyle, also as the COO of DeMesquita Nutrition, having my own client load, creating content, I don't have as many days in the gym as I used to in my younger years. So I'm weight training 3 or 4 days a week. So for me, it's actually more sustainable for my lifestyle as well as my health goals to compete in bikini instead of wellness. Now, a caveat to this is, yes, there are performance enhancing drugs used in bikini. However, most of the best performing bikini athletes don't need much or hardly use anything. That is something that is extremely different between bikini and wellness. So needless to say, I'm focusing on the lifestyle I want to live. And as you're evaluating the physique that you want to have, not just for one day of a show day, but for a lifestyle, really analyzing how many days of weights do I want to train each week, and am I willing to push hard? How much food do I want to eat per day, and am I willing to do the hard stuff in the off season in order to grow more muscle mass? What is my budget like, and can I afford performance enhancing drugs to optimize my physique fully? And what are my hormones like? Is it worth me putting these compounds into my system that ultimately can downregulate my thyroid and my metabolism and affect my hair, skin, nails, my libido, my gut? All of these components are extremely important for you to look at if you're looking to compete in general, but also if you're looking to get to the higher levels of the competition world. I will say, if you are 100% committed to the process and improving, you can achieve great results. And at the end of the day, it's the journey that we really want to appreciate in learning more about ourselves, our body, and how we have that power to create the outcomes in changing our lives and changing our physiques.